Alright everybody, here we have it, my brand new car. This is a 2007 Honda Civic SI, also known as an FG1. Top of the front end, in black. So I finally have a car that's a different color. My two cars that I owned were silver, this one is black. It's a coupe, which is what I was looking for. I mean, I wanted a sedan at first, but that's when I had a girlfriend. Now I'm single, so I got myself a coupe again because, you know, 2 doors for life. I've only owned it for about not even 2 days. Today's my second day of ownership, and I've been really enjoying it so far. I mean, you know, the time that I can enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, the time I can enjoy it because, you know, I don't really do anything except for go to work, and I work all day and go to school, you know. So, I mean, as much as I can enjoy it, yes, I have been enjoying it. Now, and the keyless entry also works too, which is like super surprising. I just got done cleaning it up and polishing it, and the paint on these models are notorious for the clear coat fading, which is happening with mine. You know, you can see here it's pretty, I mean, it has a few dents, a lot of scratches on the paint. You know, there's a few dents here and there. You know, the SI badge is gone. There's a big dent there. The Civic badge is gone. A lot of scratches on the paint. Paint chipping too. Right there on the door. Wait, hold on. I got a new phone, so I'm just trying to lean the camera again. Paint chipping there. Yeah, here on the door handles, the roof, the side mirrors, the hood, the trunk lid, and the spoiler. The paint's all, the clear coat's all fading. It's hard to see on camera, but if you were here in person, you'd be able to see a lot better. It's not perfect, but, you know, it's an 8th gen SI, so I mean, not gonna be super perfect. Oh, my shit just locked. Yeah, so the keyless entry works, which is like super surprising. The interior is pretty good, very good actually. You know, 3 pedals all the way. The SI badge on this one's gone. The carpets are nice. A little dirty right now because, you know, I've been sitting here. The only other person that's sat in the passenger seat with me is, actually nobody, never mind. No one has ever sat in the passenger seat with me yet. And I can already guarantee the first person is probably gonna be Nick. Back seats are nice. I'll climb into the back seats. Make an attempt. Oh God. Yep. Pretty much like my first Civic. Basically, yeah, that needs to get replaced. The windshield also needs to get replaced as well. There's a huge crack in the middle of it right there. I don't know if let me try and zoom in. Yeah, see right there? Be replaced eventually. I just went big zoom. You know what? Actually, yeah, no, I went big zoom. There's some cum stains there. Those aren't cum stains, but if they were, probably from me. I got a little too excited. The headliner's been redone as black, but the A and B pillars are still this like beige color. So, you know, as I did with my EP3, probably gonna take them out and spray paint them. Just have to get it done because, you know, airbags on the pillars, so they got to disconnect the battery. And the sunshades, the shit bars, and the sunroof visor as well needs to get repainted. And yes, the sunroof works. These things don't go up anymore. I'll try and find a way to get them to go up. Yeah. Another thing I noticed, the passenger seat has a little like a folder thing, but the driver's seat does not. And it's also not like the Prelude, but, you know, a little kind of the same as the Prelude. The front is cloth, the back is leather. Well, except this little plastic trim, but yeah. Back to cloth seats, thank God. I'm tired of those leather seats that I had on my EP3. So cloth seats all the way. No more of that leather shit. I do like the red stitching, the black and red. Like, see this black carpet, red stitching on the seats. Even on the rear seats as well in the middle, which is pretty cool. Cup holders, center console. That's my screwdriver, which is actually staying down for once and not, you know, like my old Civic where it was like just flapping up and down all the time. It's probably gonna break on me soon, but that's whatever. Just enjoy it while it lasts, right? single DIN radio. I've not done any mods or anything to this car. This car is completely stock. The only thing that isn't stock is the radio. This car is bone stock, and it is very nice to drive. You know what I mean? You know, and you do hear VTEC pop at 6K. You gotta listen to it, but you can hear it engage. Yeah, red stitching on here. That SI is still, logo is still there. There's just my title, my wheel lock, nothing much. 6-speed transmission, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, reverse. Still learning the gearbox, still learning the clutch. The clutch is not like my EP3. The clutch catch is super low, actually. So I'm still getting used to it. I mean, I haven't stalled the car, and I don't think I will stall it just yet. But, because, you know, once you know how to drive one stick shift, you know how to drive all stick shifts, pretty much. So, yeah. Let's take a look under the hood. Here, let me drive this. Okay. As you can see, completely stock intake manifold. The headers are back there somewhere. All the other stuff has been painted black, like the engine mounts and shit. Don't know why. There's like a little noise when the engine's running coming from like the pulley system. I don't think, it could be the belt, I'm not sure. I looked at the belt earlier today. The grooves are fine. They're not deep or anything. They're pretty shallow. But there is some like cracks on the belt. So yeah, but everything's stock. Stock alternator, stock AC compressor, which is way down there. Wait, hold up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the alternator's stock. You can see it with the rust on it. AC compressor way down there is also stock, and it's still running even at 140,000 miles, which is bizarre for a Honda compressor. But hey, I'm not gonna judge. It'll go out on me soon. I know it will. Yeah, the coolant needs to be refilled. I plan on changing the oil. The oil is fine, but I'm gonna change it anyway, just, you know, it's a peace of mind kind of thing. So I do plan on doing an oil change, a coolant flush. The brake, the master cylinder needs to be flushed. The slave cylinder needs to be flushed. So I plan on doing that eventually. The air filter's fine, I think. I looked at it earlier today. It's kind of hard to get out, but it looks fine from the top at least. I might replace it as well. Spark plugs and coil packs I might do as well, because, you know, just a peace of mind thing. I really like this car, and I want to keep it running and in good condition as I possibly can. So yeah, as of right now, I have no issues with it, except for third gear pops out sometimes. I know that's an issue on these cars, but I don't know if that's my own fault. I don't know if that's my own, you know, human error, or if that's the car's fault. I think it might be my fault because, whatchamacallit. I think it might be my fault though, because, you know, I'm still getting used to the clutch, and I'm still getting used to the gearbox. So it might be my fault. You know, I let because I get stuck between, you know, you get stuck, you know, when you're shifting gears, and there's like that tiny little in-between spot where you're like in between a gear. I keep letting the clutch out there, and then it pops out of gear, and then I either grind it, or it pops out and it goes into neutral, and I'm like revving the car, like, Rrr. So, yeah. One thing I will say about my EP3 that was better, there was a lot more room under the hood. Here, you know, God forbid if you have to take out the VTEC solenoid, is back there on the engine. I know it's back there because I had to take mine out on my EP3, and that was a pain in the ass. So this one would probably be a huge pain in the ass too. So for that, you have to remove the windshield cowl, and you can get back there and have a lot more room. So like, again, if I want to do spark plugs, I got to take off the cowl here, which is already loose. So yeah, and these wiper blades too. But again, everything I'm gonna, you know, try and do myself, except for like the body work. That I'll just have someone else do. The body work, you know, and the paint, I'll have someone else do that. The headlights, I don't know if you can see on camera. You can kind of see a little bit, but they're, you know, yellowed and faded out and shit. I mean, it's a car from, you know, it's a 2007 car, and the headlights are original. They're OEM headlights, and it's 2007, so of course they're gonna be faded and all yellowed and shit. I can either restore them, or I can just buy new headlights, which I'll probably just do the latter of the two. I did for the same for my EP3, so I'm probably gonna do the same for this car. You know, everything on this car is completely stock, which I love. Hell, which is really cool, the trunk pop even works, which is like fucking awesome. Like, I was genuinely surprised that the trunk popper works. I just bought that today. Fucking $26 at Walmart. You can get fucking you know, full synthetic 10W30 motor oil for $26 at Walmart. Which in an auto parts store, that would cost you like $100 right there. Not for one of them, but for both of them, I was paying like around $100. So yeah, let's start her up. Yeah, I gotta move my seat back a little bit, or I mean, adjust the, yeah, there we go. And 143,520 miles on this car. Yeah, which is like, again, is nothing for a K20. And the AC blows cold, you know, still, surprisingly. But I know the compressor's gonna go out on me eventually. So I need to have another good $1,000 in the bank to fix that. So I'm gonna do a little drive. Yeah, try to at least. So let's get strapped up. If it's my EP3, that'd be different. But this is, you know, a new car. Still learning the clutch and the gearbox and all that crap. So I still gotta get used to it a little bit, you know. But yeah, pretty much the same as my my first Civic. Pretty much the same as my old Civic, my first car. Same gauge cluster and everything. Well, not the same gauge cluster, but you know, same like looking, the dash and interior and exterior. Except this is an SI, so you know, it has that VTEC power, baby. It has that VTEC power. And yeah, you can kind of hear it kicking at 6K. I'll do a little, see if I can't pop some VTEC right here, because it gets way up in there. Yeah, and it wants to keep revving. This thing revs to 8 grand, which is like super high, but it's fun. This thing is real fun. I don't want to pop VTEC as much because, I mean, the oil's fine, but still I want to change the oil because, you know, it's just me. It's my own little personal preference that I want to have. And because right now it's on 87, and ideally you want to use 93 in a K20. I mean, you can use 87 if you want, but 93 is ideally what you want because it's what makes the engine happy, what makes it perform best, and you have a lot less of a chance of detonation, which you don't want, because detonation, yeah, not good for your engine. Yeah. But, I mean, that's all I got to say, really. I will post more update videos on this car, and eventually I will do a 0 to 60, you know, like I do with all my cars. So yeah, but it's really quiet in here, and it rides really smooth, which I absolutely love. How this car is just completely stock. The only modification that I would put on this thing would probably be some aftermarket wheels, and that's basically it. It's just some aftermarket wheels, but I want them to be like as close to factory spec as possible, because I don't want to have to, you know, have like, you know, off-cambered wheels or, you know, whatever the fuck, like my fucking EP3, which I hated. But yeah, very nice driving experience, very smooth, and it's fun. This thing's a little rocket, you know what I mean? I always forget how fast these fucking cars are. It's a little rocket, it really is. And the interior does not smell like cigarettes either, which is a good thing. I mean, I like when cars smell like cigarettes on the inside, you know, but that's, you know, when the car isn't mine. When the car's not mine, I like the smell of cigarettes on the inside. But since the car is mine, I don't like the smell of cigarettes on the inside. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say for this video. I will post more updates on this car, you know, like future repairs and, you know, all that shit. And I will do an ownership video eventually, you know, in the next few months or so, when I've owned this car for a little while. I'll do an ownership video. So that's all I got to really say for now. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.